So, Fukushima denial, the greatest mental illness in human fucking history. So scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're perplexed, they're bewildered. They're curious. Now think about that. Think about that. Everybody's just, you all act like you don't know as the cancer slowly grows. How does the nuclear industry just own the world? And everybody's, the quantifiable science which is unquantifiable, which is fake, false, which is criminal, which is all criminal. So, is trying to say that Fukushima was just a one-time event. They're trying to read background levels. Fuck, the background levels have been psychotic. And it wasn't a one-time event. It's ongoing. To this day, they've never found the fucking cores. To this day, still haven't found the cores. Will they ever? How's it going? So, I don't know. Where are they? Check your bone marrow. Check the ocean. So, if you believe that it's not an ongoing event, just remember one thing. This is the false equivalency environmentalism. The incredible Glassman Pond. This is what's left. 1.14 acres. This is what they do to the wetlands. In Japan, 200 miles in this year, 2022. This is not any government agency. The Fishing Alliance themselves had to report this. A group, whole batch, they decided to test some rockfish. You know, just randomly test. The cesium levels were coming up 14 microsieverts a kilogram. That's 1,000 times over raised safely. Now remember, Obama's answer to Fukushima was Gina McCarthy, crash RadNet, then make her the EPA, then raise the limits multiple times. Then Trump comes in, him and a bee meet at Mar-a-Lago, and Trump just got rid of them. There are no limits in the U.S. There are no illegal limits of radiation in the United States. Just got rid of them. So, they test for cesium-137, which half-life is 2.5 years, in 2022. In the ocean. Oh, they could dump, might dump, gonna happen, could happen. Oh, it happened. And then everything that's happened, we're coming up on 10 years on that incredible Spiral Jetty video of mine. Need to get back out there. What a video. Proving that the Great Salt Lake was at normal levels just a decade ago. Everything that happened, 2011 is the greatest outlier year in human history. Bar none. And so that's unarguable, quantifiable science. Kevin Blanch's work. First show I paused, look, this has never happened before. I'm the only person on earth that was telling you these are full blown out meltdowns. Gunner Ship, hydrogen blast. Killed a guy. Japanese are tidy people. Cleaned it up. Freaking Busby. Pacific Ocean's a big place. We'll dilute. They all covered for them. Everybody. Even David Suzuki. Oh, 4 goals on evacuate. 4 went. Helen Keller got 4 goals on evacuate my family. 4 went. They didn't go on the tsunami. They went on the shake. Kevin Blanch's work. Weber State University when I was the guy. Utah Construction. Who is GE? By the way, GE, you love that stock? Catch the falling nuclear knife in the back. In the greatest bull market in American history, that stock goes from $64. It's back under 8. It's in the 7s. I'm the guy that set the price at 666. I lowered my price target to say by 0. Remember when I had Chicago Bridge and Iron? Where'd they go to? 0. Arriva, arriva, Chicago Bridge and Iron. The Moxville fairy tale to Tower to Babel. South Carolina, what a sham. So, these have never happened before. These are full blown out meltdowns. The energy that is coming off Fukushima, no one to this day knows what it is. Why? Why can't you quantify it? It's unquantifiable science, which I've said from day one. I call it a plasma or gas. It's pushed in because it's never happened before. And if you don't believe me, you don't believe Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, we're going to get a meltdown one day. This genie's going to get out of the bottle. Ugh, those things should be illegal. That genie's going to get out of the bottle, and it will change everything forever. It will cause viruses, mutations. It will change everything. We won't know what it is. Of course, the first thing, the selfies. That's all they ever ask, the memes. Well, will humans adapt? I said, many of the reporters, well, humans, what about the animals? And I says, well, animals. And then he backtracks and says, well, humans are animals. Albert Einstein, yes, in 50 generations. Let's review. First, Kevin Blanch says it will collapse the tide pools. The sponge, the cyrus. Wasting disease, never been quantified. Did they collapse? And while I'm going to give you cancer, I got cancer. Went into, right there into that room right there. October of 2011. On a Friday afternoon, looking across here, given 2 months to live. My freaking happy place. Used to be Glass and Pond when I grew up here. Did the starfish go? Just ask me. Kevin Blanch says starfish in the tide was 99% wipeout. Acutely, they were healthy in 2010. The salmon will go, this steelhead will go immediately because they go see 1 to 2 years. Did the salmon steelhead collapse in 2011, 2012? Over 90%, most rivers 99%. Did it happen? Yep. The Chinook will start to collapse in 2016 because on average they go up to 8 years. They go to sea for 5 years. Did they acutely start to collapse in 2016? Yep, on just down 90%, 99% in some rivers, most. Cancer rates will spike and go psychotic in North America. Did they? Yep. It will cause a heat bubble over the western United States. The Great Salt Lake at normal levels, how historic that video is. People here in Utah are still waiting for Operation Foxconn News in the New York Times to tell them they're living in the greatest drought in 1,200 years. Denial is not a river. Did it? Did it? Oh yeah. Just the greatest drought in 1,200 years. Unarguable, quantifiable. First to hypothesize the knowledge. Had to go freelance, had to go rogue with my PhD because Aaron Swartz, they captured the PhDs. You have to sign them over. I refused it. I was taught at the #1 school of business in the United States. I graduated there. First MBA, unarguable. Completely blackballed. They turned into supply chain. They don't write type of them completely because I went after the nuclear energy. Look, I wrote paper after paper on Mach 1, Mach 2, water boilers. I knew for a fact they could not handle up to a 7.8 on the Richter scale. The cores. The spent fuel pools couldn't handle a 7.6. I knew that. I knew this was a Mach 1, Mach 2. I was in the Energy Solutions dump site protesting the Italian waste Mike Lee was sneaking in. Then Mike Lee later tells me my dad's a downwinder, yet he's sneaking in freaking nuclear waste. I mean, these people think they're all above it. It happened to me, happened to my dad, happened to my brother, happened to my cousin, happened to my neighbor, happened to my child. Not me. Cancer doesn't wake these people up. Death doesn't wake these people up. Obey, consume, poison the planet, die young of cancer and loving it. Going to see American manufactured Jesus, the one they made up in their head. The usury Jesus, the AK-47 Jesus, the freaking hate thy neighbor, covet thy neighbor's Walmart goods Jesus, the capitalist Jesus, the blonde-haired blue. How many brands? It's sick, it's psychotic. The drone people in the Middle East that never did anything to you, Jesus. First of all, I saw this was a 9-point on the Richter. I'm like, oh God, those cores fractured the second the quake hit, not the tsunami. The pools fractured the second the quake hit. I knew, it's on. We had a live cam. That was activists that had the live camera that you would never know. They showed you right there on CNN. Sanjay Gupta and Anderson Vanderbilt Cooper went over there. Nuclear meltdowns, nuclear meltdowns, nuclear meltdowns, nuclear meltdowns. Should we get out? Should we get out? Sanjay Gupta, practicing MD, neurosurgeon. I come from a family of neurosurgeons right here. Practicing MD, he violated his oath. He should be in a prison cell. They came home after the wind shifted in 6 days. Sanjay Gupta, MD, 2 weeks after the disaster on March 25th. Brings in a Japanese doctor. I found out, used the 11 innuendo, Sudoku. I got to hold the paper. Think about that. Kevin Blanch gets presented a real folded paper crane in the Enola Gay hangar, gets to hold it. By Sudoku's great niece herself. Talk about a major international event. Leukemia victim holds leukemia victim, folding 1,000 paper cranes. She got to 640. Got to hold it in my hand. Second person. She presented me a fan and bowed to me, her and her brother, and started to cry and told me, thank you, Kevin Blanch, for all your incredible historic work. Major international event. International media. No Weber State professors, history, science, zoology, University of Utah, Utah State, none of them. No Utah media. Just think about how historic. The Enola Gay flew out of here, out of that hangar. They reached the olive branch out. Oh, I'm there. I got to hold it. You all act like you don't know. What an historic event. The historic activists, and they have some environmentalists over at the Weber State Wada School of Business, who the curator and him are relatives, just looting and stealing money. What a spit into my face. I mean, this is the karma these freaks throw on themselves. These cores were fractured immediately. This is the first time. Didn't happen at Chernobyl, didn't happen at Mayak, didn't happen 3 Mile Island. Oh, Santa Susana, don't you cry for me. I came to Utah with a load from Santa. Didn't happen at San Onofre, didn't happen at all these nuclear disasters. This is the first time in human history. Never found the cores. Have no clue. Sent robot after robot after robot in. They never got close. Just remember all the story. Nobody can do the tidewheels. I did it in critical condition with no money. I was uninsured. Mike Lee kicked me out of Medicaid while I was in a bone marrow transplant in 2015. Just think about that part of this equation. Talk about attempted murder. My heart's collapsing. My heart's valve. I go to Ogden Regional Medical Center. A doctor who represented himself falsely as a doctor, Michael Hawkins, told me to go see my dentist. Nothing's wrong with me. I collapsed in my yard on Easter Sunday. Got up here. Emergency open heart surgery. Replaced my valve, gallbladder. All of it. No safety net. Still have no insurance. Blackballed from the university circle because I went rogue with my PhD and put it right here on YouTube. The real PhD. I'm not going to let them control the information. I mean, how can that possibly be a real PhD? First you hypothesize knowledge, then you do the field work. Nobody can do the field work, so while fighting cancer, in critical condition, I walked the entire coast of California multiple times. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of low tide pool videos. Proving if that video didn't out there, it didn't happen. If the live cam wasn't on the thing, didn't happen. Crashed RadNet, took it offline when we paid billions of bills, fraud. Left it down for generations, for decades. Head of the EPA, she's Clement Czar. Then Abiy, the cover-up king. God, what happened to him blows my mind. Olympics in 2020, go team. 2021. Dead tide pool jumper, Bobby BLANCH, world record holder. That's my gold medal. That's all I got. All I ever wanted was my peace of mind. So I did the tide pool work. It's right there for God and everybody to see. I do all this incredible historic work. I think about it. I've done the work of 1,000 PhD, of 1,000 men, the most important probably in world history. The greatest PhD opportunity in human history. I'm the only one that took it. And I've done it with no money. I don't even have a fucking car. No good deed goes unpunished. So, you keep going along with your fairy tale. We don't even have a clue, as I named it Fuktonium. Think about everything that's happened this decade. You're going to chalk it up. Dead tide pools at your feet. Great Salt Lake, Great Bubble. All predicted. All hypothesized Kevin Blanch. All did the fold work, traveling all over the world, including the IAEA, protesting. Went and told the head of the IAEA, you go to Japan, you'll get cancer and die. Oh, he went to Japan, Fukushima, he got cancer and died. Oh, Fukushima's killed. No, are you kidding me? The head of the Fukushima 50's mother sent me an email. Says he'll be dead in 2 weeks. Oh, just another coincidence. They just cherry pick, use the homeless. How many of them are dead? Well, go ask the Pope. The Pope made a statement about the urns that are all over the dead freaking homeless in their paper suits. This is the greatest crime in human history. The greatest event in human history. It never happened in human history. And you're going to tell me you know what it is. You have no clue. Madame Curie and Balco. Deniers. Go ahead. But the consequences now, we've had 10 years of data. It's right there in front of God and everybody. Kevin Blanch has put it out there. Deny my work. which I named plutonium. It's the greatest PhD in human fucking history, bar none. AML de Nouveau, OS, like the night Saturday. Given 2 months to fucking live, an unsurvivable disease in my body. Went into the bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11. Too sick for transplant. Kicked off Medicaid. This story is so compelling and so on. So what was their answer? Kettle it. You can't handle the truth. And I can prove it because I was head of the support group down there for so long. And people, when their loved ones are dying, refuse to sit with their own loved ones because we live in a weak culture. They're not going to accept the fact. And you're going to say, oh, well, Fukushima, one-time background. No. Fukushima is an ongoing event. They never got near those cores. Those spent fuel pools cracked immediately, went into Zerk fire and blew this fucking cylinder. It's billions of fucking times the worst fucking ecological catastrophe in here. And all the consequences that Kevin Blanch predicted and said would happen, they happen. Thus, it becomes the knowledge. Fucking... the new Tesla, the fucking new fucking Einstein. It's just the truth. Kevin Blanch's fucking work. You can, including the pandemic, all predicted by Kevin Blanch. Play back the tape, Your Honor. And we're still going to go with the little nuclear lies. The filth is up is down, black is white, wrong is right. I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm a fucking doctor. I'm a nurse. What's a hospital? I'm a marine biologist. I'm a zoologist. I'm a fucking biologist. I'm a fucking professor at Weber State University, at San Diego State University. Fraud. You need to get down on your knees. You need to give every single student who was ever in your class in the last decade their money back and pray for forgiveness. You're fraudsters. Some of the greatest fraudsters in human history. What's Fukushima? The greatest environmental ecological catastrophe in human history, bar none. It's a plaza. How about the tree work? I'm the first guy that did all the fucking tree work. Fucking the greatest fires. You need to get up to Idaho and rake up your forest over the entire western United States. I mean, this is epic. It's incredible this decade. The species that have collapsed and died in this fucking decade, fucking more in the last 10 years than the previous 2 million years. How about the fucking well data? It's all there. The data's there. You can run regressionary models through a computer now and point to the greatest outlier in fucking human history, 2011. So it's unarguable. Something radically changed in this ecology. That's our answer. Oh, wings, we will pretend. Because that's what American war pigs, fucking consumption junkie freaks fucking paradigm is made of. Fucking disgusting. Go ahead. I'm not fucking living in your fucking love affair. Fucking none for me. I live in the reality. I live in the fucking real world. Fucking plutonium skies, plutonium skies. Nuclear lies. The greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. Bar none. Fukushima, multiple fucking meltdowns, MOX fuel blown all over. Breaking news, fish swim. Breaking fucking news, jet stream moves left to right. And you go into denial all the fuck you want. Remember my map that was built coming out of my mouth right over the western United States to a fine T? That was built in 2012. Did everything Kevin Blanch hypothesized come true? Every single fucking bit of it. Did he do the field work for 11 fucking years? Did he prove it? Unarguable, undeniable. Thus, the knowledge, which I call it plutonium. The greatest PhD in human history. What did I get for it? Nothing. All I ever wanted was my peace of mind. What a journey. How long has this been going on? Since March 2011. Fukushima denial, the greatest mental illness in human fucking history. What a journey. What a fucking journey it's been. I can think about it and just my mind just fucking warps and swims. What I've accomplished and what I fucking set out to do. To document the greatest ecological catastrophe, the greatest fucking science in fucking history. Did I? Did I? Unarguable. Look what I've been up against. Teams of trolls. When the fucking, my own government hires teams of trolls, YouTube sites, Facebook pages, fucking 100% dedicated to slandering a guy in critical condition. But that's okay. That's okay. Don't tell the fucking truth. Don't tell the fucking truth. Don't do the fucking work. Be an armchair fucking, maybe Joe Rogan, who's nothing but Rush Limbaugh light. They'll promote fucking freaks like that. But somebody who actually does the fucking work, and proves the greatest PhD in here, fuck me. Okay.